Chapter 1: Basic History of GTR. First started in the 60s as a project of Nissan when they decided to buy Prince Motor Company. As in the 70s, before the oil crisis in the late 1960s, they released the 2000 GTR with an engine of from Prince Motor Company, which is a inline 6. As they created the GTR, they released the 2000 GTR, which won every single race it entered. For the second gen GTR, the Canmary Skyline, it only sold in around 200 cars because of the oil crisis that came. After that, a decade of silence, and then the Skyline. The R31 came out in the mid-1980s as with still no GTR badge, but they were working on a project as for the R32, released in 1989 because they looked at the Porsche 959 and they decided to take inspiration from its all-wheel drive, and they decided there was too much understeer, and they created the Tesla ETS system. As for the GTR's driving characteristics, the GTR is heavy at the front, which this understeer for the R32 because of the very heavy front engine and suspension powertrain components made from the first gen Tesla ETS system. For the R33, it was mild. It became half-half because the Nismo team wanted to experiment with the idea of balancing the car. R34 had this oversteer effect, which basically created a drifting GTR, but not so drifting GTR. The bias and slip explanation considers two things: slip and the bias. Slip is when your car loses traction due to the sensors when it becomes red or yellow. Bias is again more 1 and 0. 0 means the front wheels are putting down more power than the rear. Green means it's either half or more to the rear wheels. The Tesla ETS system has inconsistencies because of the front based Tesla ETS system, which puts more power to the front than the rear. Because of this, it has marginally more understeer when you floor it to the pedal while doing a quarter, since the rear could theoretically slip and activate the Tesla ETS system, thus putting more power to the front wheels. Four-wheel drive is all-wheel drive is created here in the section because in order to understand the Tesla ETS system, we must compare these two. All-wheel drive always pulls down power at the set bias, like 50-50, 35-65, and whatsoever. It will not have a system where, as in four-wheel drive, it can be put wherever, which is just like the Tesla ETS system that puts more power to the front when the rear is losing traction and thus sleeping the car, so it would have faster exit speeds. Well, that's it for now. Chapter 2 would be probably next week, as I'm still working on getting footages and fixing the script, so I'll see you guys there.